American-born Chinese, interconnecting storylines and versions of reality portray common themes of deceit and humility to signify coming of age. Stylistic choices and literary devices used by the author help connect and contrast the stories. Firstly, through the use of differing narrative points of view, a contrast in personalities and realities is seen. The overall novel ends with Jin's perspective, and unlike The Monkey King and Danny, where a narrator is used, Jin's story is told in first person, with the audience knowing how he feels, making them feel more sympathetic towards Jin, as well as characterizing him as the protagonist. Seen as an average kid with realistic surroundings and objects, only when dramatic moments occur is onomatopoeia and fantasy of fonts seen, with these occurrences being acts performed as part of him questioning his identity. So we're near the end of the book when these occurrences slowly die out, and Jin reflects and becomes a humbler person, embracing his own culture. He replaces drama with peace and resolution, seen visually as well. In the last frame, through neutral earthy colours and a lack of text, the larger picture of friendship and calmness is observed. Rather than using restricting dialogue, the author has cleverly left the reader to assume things, not stating them. Wei Shen and Jin becoming friends again, being an example of this, as it's not directly said, but slowly. Going from complete silence to Wei Shen commenting on the tea, the story ends with Wei Shen and Jin loving their real selves and henceforth each other. Danny's story, however, is full of objective, non-judging narration. For example, when Danny is embarrassed by Shinky singing on the table in the cafeteria, both characters are in the frame, with no favouring towards a particular character. Further aided throughout all of Danny's chapters, with the picture view at mid-length, with TV sitcom captions. Danny's chapters also have a more cartoonish drawing style. Shinky is so exaggerated and unbelievable. The idea of fantasy is explored, with the author contrasting the realistic drawing style of Jin's chapters, helping the reader realize Danny is Jin's alter ego, but a fake reality, more like a TV show, so the readers can understand being real isn't just about being in a real world, it's facing one's nature and being one's real self. The Monkey King's chapters are the most extreme, the drawing style reflecting his wild personality, when he can go from conquering the godly disciples to having an anger attack, in which onomatopoeia is loud and clear, and the frames themselves change from soothing circles or orderly squares to irregular shapes, reflecting his mad feelings. At the end of the novel, when the characters in their true form meet, there is a healthy balance between these drawing styles, reflecting the overall theme of the characters growing and coming to age, leaving rashness and false realities behind them. Instead, simplicity and naturalness is emphasized. Looking at the theme of deceit in the novel, characters deceive and betray themselves. Firstly, when Jin reveals he can no longer speak Chinese, it's seen how much of his character has been revolutionized by America. And this is him betraying himself and his cultural potential. Danny is a complete deceivement of Jin, but not as much as the Monkey King 500 years earlier, when he betrays the power and spirituality of the disciples, using them for violence. Yet this is important to the story, as the Monkey King can then help Jin discover his true identity after going through a similar situation. The Monkey King also acts as a cautionary tale, when the Monkey King says, another act of deceit is when Wei Shen lies to Jin's mother about Jin's whereabouts, the lie resulting in larger consequences than originally thought. Yet, by telling the lie, the strength of his friendship with Jin is clear by saying, "For you, I tell lies," going against Wei Shen's principles and his task on Earth. The consequences of this lie being Wei Shen wanting to live the life of a Chinese gangster. But he is earnest and honest, and without him and his vulnerable feelings he shares with Amelia, Amelia wouldn't have been ready for Jin to ask her out. Wei Shen supports Jin's dreams, even when it means his path to becoming a missionary hardens. This further contrasts Danny, as Danny completely ignores Chinky. Danny chose the selfish, and easy way out, so it can be seen the author has implemented similar situations in each storyline, and then, when the characters come together, they see how different possible options have played out. Through Danny, Jin, Shinki, the Monkey King, Wei Shen, and their individual perceptions of reality, whether godliness or mystical, sitcom mimicking or suburban, the author interlinks their stories to share how embracing oneself and each other, whether through appearances or experiences, is not easy, but eventually rewarding.